Have you ever driven down a country road and seen it? That one house? Standing alone in a field, its windows like hollow eyes staring out at the world. The paint is peeling, the roof is sagging, and nature is slowly reclaiming what was once a home. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the story behind that abandoned house? Why was it left behind? Today, we're diving deep into the phenomenon of abandoned houses across America. From forgotten farmhouses in the Midwest to grand decaying mansions in the South, these silent structures are more than just empty buildings. They are time capsules, each holding the echoes of lives lived, of laughter, tears, and dreams. The story of America's abandoned homes is a complex one. It's tied to economic shifts, changing demographics, and personal tragedies. Take the Rust Belt, for example. Once the industrial heartland of the nation, cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh were booming. Factories provided steady jobs, and neighborhoods were filled with families. But as industries declined and factories closed, jobs disappeared. People had to move to find work, leaving behind their homes, their communities, and a piece of their history. Entire streets, once vibrant and full of life, became rows of vacant houses. These aren't just statistics. They're the homes of real people who had to make an impossible choice. Then there's the agricultural heartland. The image of the family farm is iconic, but the reality has changed dramatically. The rise of large-scale corporate agriculture has made it incredibly difficult for small family farms to survive. Generations of families who worked the same land for 100 years found themselves unable to compete. They packed up and moved to cities, leaving their farmhouses to the wind and the rain. Each one of these abandoned farmhouses tells a story of a changing American dream, a shift from rural life to urban centers. Imagine the final day, locking the door for the last time, knowing you'd probably never be back. It's not just about economics, though. Personal stories are woven into the fabric of these decaying walls. Sometimes a family line simply ends. The last member passes away with no heirs to take over the property. The house, full of personal belongings, photos, and furniture, becomes frozen in time. Legal complications, like disputes over inheritance or unpaid taxes, can also leave a property in limbo for years, even decades. The house sits, waiting for a resolution that may never come, slowly succumbing to the elements. These are the truly poignant ones, where you can walk inside and feel like the owners just stepped out for a moment. And of course, there are the houses with darker tales. Natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, or fires can render a home uninhabitable in an instant. Families are forced to flee with nothing but the clothes on their backs. For many, the cost of rebuilding is just too high, and the emotional trauma is too great to return. The house remains as a stark monument to the day their lives were turned upside down. Exploring these places is a popular hobby for many urban explorers and photographers. It's called urbex. They venture into these forgotten spaces, not to vandalize, but to document. Their photos and videos offer us a glimpse into these lost worlds. You see wallpaper peeling back to reveal older patterns, a child's toy left on the floor, a calendar still turned to a month and year-long past. These images are powerful. They remind us of the fragility of our own lives and the relentless passage of time. They capture a strange, haunting beauty in the decay. The way sunlight streams through a broken window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air, can be breathtaking. But what happens to these houses? Some are eventually torn down to make way for new developments. Others are reclaimed by urban pioneers or historical societies who see the potential beneath the grime. Restoration projects can bring these beautiful old structures back to life, giving them a second chance. Communities sometimes come together to clean up blighted neighborhoods, turning abandoned lots into community gardens or parks. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. However, many more simply continue to fade away. The process is slow but inevitable. First, the windows break. Then the roof begins to leak. Water is the enemy of any building. It seeps into the wood, causing rot and mold. Floors weaken, ceilings collapse. Animals move in, making nests in the walls and attics. Plants start to grow inside, with vines creeping through cracks in the foundation and trees sprouting up through the floorboards. In the end, the house will collapse in on itself, becoming nothing more than a pile of rubble, a slight mound in the earth, eventually disappearing completely back into the landscape. These abandoned homes are a vital part of the American landscape and its story. They are silent witnesses to our history, our struggles, and our transformations. They remind us that nothing is permanent and that communities are constantly evolving. They are cautionary tales about economic hardship and personal loss, but also symbols of hope when they are reclaimed and repurposed. So, the next time you see one of those forgotten houses, take a moment. Don't just see a derelict building. See the stories. Imagine the family that celebrated holidays there, the children who grew up within those walls, the dreams that were born and perhaps died there. Each abandoned house is a chapter in a book we all share, the ongoing story of America. They're more than just wood and nails. They're the ghosts of our collective past, waiting quietly for someone to remember them. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. What are your thoughts on abandoned places? Have you ever explored one? Or do you have one in your town with a story to tell? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this exploration, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into forgotten history. See you next time.